dificultades, tuve problemas con el, bueno, ya sabes, personales. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que te la estés pasando muy grande a donde quiera que estés. Sí, te mando mucho amor y cariño. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo te va la cosa aquí? Vas a poner algunos de los, ¿cómo se dice? De los emoticonos, ¿así se dice? Apenas estoy. En esto tenemos el de Sacerón. ¿Cómo está el Gonza? A ver cómo está el Gonza. A ver, ¿qué nos trae? Yo sé porque puras bromas, puras brisas, ¿verdad? Viva México. Así voy a hacer el directo. Así, ¿verdad? Así voy a hacer el directo. Y voy a poner tantita música.
Sobredosis de
¡Hello! ¡Viva México! ¡Hey!
Contágialas de todas tus locuras, mátalas con flores, con canciones, no les
¡Hello! ¿Cómo estás?
No hay una
¿Cómo estás, Iván Lolo? Espero que te la estés pasando muy grande a donde quiera que estés. Te mando mucho cariño. Soy Lorichi. I am in a place to be. We got stocks, options, futures, forex, and cryptocurrencies. Espero que te lo estés pasando bien. Saludos de peruano español que vive en Perú. Qué bueno, me gusta. Yo decía que era mexicano, no. Hoy no se trata de Perú, hoy no se trata de España, no, se trata de México. Se dice aquí, dice, ¡viva México! ¡Viva México! Ándale, chale. Voy a tocar alguna musiquita, pero sabes que necesito estarme seguro que no la. Anda, Tommy, ándale, dale un vistazo a Tommy, también a Alexaino, el muy cabrón. Ayer no me dio una. Tommy, Alexaino, no me dio una, no me regaló una membresía de David Santos, pero bueno, ni modo, ¿verdad, Alexaino? Bueno, así es la cosa, ¿verdad? Espero que te estés pasando muy grande, que te mando mucho cariño. Me da gusto siempre estar aquí contigo, venirla, pasarla muy grande. De mi gran David Santos también, el David Santos, de un amor muy grande hacia España. No está de broma. Es bueno tener todas las naciones aquí, pues aquí representando México. ¡Viva México! ¡Viva! 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 A ver si le puedo hacer a la cantada. A ver, ¿qué otra? Bueno, como es hora de independencia, voy a ver qué más tengo por aquí. A ver. Pero tengo que tener mucho cuidado con esta música porque sabes qué, son bolsasista. ¿Qué es eso? No sé qué te refieres tú, Manolo. Ay, no. A ver, Mexican Independence. A ver, esta. ¿Cómo crees que va a andar la cosa aquí? Muy grande aquí. ¿Tú sabes lo que pasó? El viejo estaba ¿qué me dices de mi negro sabroso? A ver, cuéntame todo el chisme, que aquí no aquí es puro chisme, carajo. A ver, dime, Manolo. Como no se puede esconder aquí nada. Bienvenido a mi canal si es tu primera vez. Te mando mucho amor y cariño. Me da gusto siempre venir aquí, venimos a aprender, a chatear, a charlear, bueno, a hablar todo esto de la música. Yo sé que hay otros canales con el tipo de los 80s, canales en España, y bueno, es bueno todo para todo, ¿verdad? Y pues aquí conmigo, pues a mí me encanta el tiempo de los 80s. Vamos a escuchar la música de los 80s como Timbiriche, Flans. Bueno, como ya sabes, de la estabilidad, y pues Así Lauren G, I am in a place to be. We got stuff. ¿Qué dices? ¿Sabes? ¿Qué pasó? Al negro la guerrilla le tiroteó porque él trabajó en el ejército de Colombia. Ay. Es que ustedes en serio nunca van a parar. Siempre es con la misma cosa. Ustedes ¿saben cuál es su problema de ustedes, de todos ustedes en general? Es que no saben apreciar la vida. Eso es su problema. Sí, es cierto. No es cierto. Cállate. Ustedes como jóvenes no saben apreciar la vida. Perdóname que te lo diga tú, Tommy. Perdóname que te lo diga tú, Manolo, pero esa es la mera neta. Ustedes no saben lo lindo que es ser joven, no saben lo lindo, bueno, no saben tantas las bendiciones que ustedes tienen, en serio. Ay, no. Y yo como mujer, aquí estoy en Chicago, y más, a mí me encanta todo alrededor, que yo ando 2 semanas sin comunicarme con él me dijo, ay, no, ok, bueno. Que me hable, bueno, avísale que me hable, ¿ok? Avísale que se suban otra vez, vuelvan a subir otra vez al canal. Perdón, disculpa que pues bueno, ¿qué te iba a decir? ¿Qué te iba a decir, Manolo, tú, aquí en mi canal? Pues bueno, tú sabes, no tengo buena salud. Es difícil aceptar eso. Y pues esa es la mera verdad. Y pues me da pena venir y pues decírselo a todos, ¿ok? ¿Qué es la condición que tengo tú, Manolo? A ver, espérate, déjame verla. Y otra vez aquí, bienvenido a mi canal. Welcome to my Let's Get Real in Reality Twitch channel. Please excuse to a lot of the verbiage from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, but it's because it's like, I'm a translator and I try to both translate in English and Spanish, because I'm Chicana, right? Perdón, disculpa si no te entiendes, si no me entiendes muy bien el lenguaje, bueno, el verbaje, el verbaje a los términos, a los términos médicos. A ver, cuando habla con él, yo le digo que te cuente. Te entiendo perfecto. Sí, claro, claro. Diverticulitis. A ver. Ok. Se llama, a ver, deja ver. Esta enfermedad que tengo se llama diverticulitis. Diverticulitis. A ver, deja ver. Diverticulitis. Y bueno, pues la mera verdad, me da pena venir a decirte aquí que pues tengo esta condición y que pues cuando tú tienes una condición, yo te digo una cosa, no es, bueno, en primer lugar, no quiero venir aquí y decir, ok, ¿cuál especialista es el mejor? ¿Qué es lo que vas a hacer para tu condición? Y pues muchas veces a mí me daba pena, hasta me daba vergüenza, en serio, me daba vergüenza, quiero esconderme de mí misma y de mi condición, pues porque imagínate, yo a los 47 años, apenas 8 de septiembre, perdón, disculpa, acabé de cumplir 47 años, imagínate. Y pues yo te digo una cosa, yo como mujer, yo lo que quiero siempre hacer es ser directos, estar aquí contigo, compartir todo lo que se pueda lo más naturalmente. Yo no te estoy diciendo que no vayas al doctor, que no te tomes carajo de medicamento o quién saque la cosa, porque pues bueno, yo no soy experta en esto, pero sabes qué, yo te digo una cosa, más que nada, más que esos disque especialistas, disque doctores o toda la cosa, tú lo que tienes que comenzar a hacer por ti mismo es ser tu propio, ¿cómo se dice? Especialista en ti mismo. Busca las maneras, cómo puedes sobrepasar tus problemas, ¿verdad? Tus condiciones. Y pues pues sí, yo vengo aquí, yo te voy a demostrar todo lo que yo estoy haciendo por mí misma, ¿ok? Aunque tú tengas que ir al supermercado y pues tú tengas que comprar productos más caros, si tú tienes que cambiarte de pura comida, ¿cómo se llama? De la barata a la cara, pues lo más importante de lo que tú tienes que hacer en ti mismo es de que tú busques maneras en que tú puedas sobrepasar tu condición. Yo sé que ya me repetí, perdón, discúlpame. Cuando hable con él, le digo, te entiendo perfecto. Sé, sí, pensarás que por vivir en Perú no sabemos hablar americano. No, 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 eso no está. México es muy bueno, pero hay muchos bandidos, sí. La mayoría son bandas, sí, como no, sí, claro. Me duele en el alma. No, 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 deja de eso. A mí me duele en el alma de lo que esté pasando por donde quiera. Si está pasando en Perú, si está pasando en España, si está pasando por todo Colombia. A mí, en serio, me duele en el alma que así sea que así sea el mundo como es. A mí me duele en general. Como me acabé de dar cuenta que aquí en Texas que estaban secuestrando, que estaban a comenzar a secuestrar muchachas y muchachos, y pues también me di cuenta que en California parece que, bueno, había, ¿cómo se dice? Uh, bultos y bultos de todos los narcos que traen. Ay, no, olvídate. Mira, lo que yo más quiero hacer en este mundo es, pues bueno, solamente soy una persona, pero yo lo que sí quiero hacer es traer una gran felicidad a mi ciudad, que es Chicago, porque sabes que a mí sí me encanta. Yo soy del espíritu de Chicago. Voy a procurar dependiendo cómo me siento, voy a procurar hacer más directos por el centro, pues porque la mera verdad, pues está pasando muchas locuras, especialmente aquí en mi ciudad de Chicago, y especialmente, pues, ¿qué te cuento? En el barrio de las empacadoras, por eso de la 45 y la 47 y por todo ese rumbo. Y me duele mucho de lo que esté pasando en ese rumbo. No, 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 yo por mí misma voy a tener cuidado, voy a hacer directos, voy a pasar por ahí, a ver poco a poquito cómo me voy sintiendo, ¿verdad? Y otra cosa de ser directos, cuando estoy en un lugar es esto. Tengo que estarme con la señal, ¿verdad? Lori, ahí en Chicago, yo vi en YouTube que hay mucho problema con el fentanilo, ¿sí? Sí, drogas, ya, sí, mucho de eso. Ay, solamente. Esta es mi divulgación. This is my disclosure. Tú tienes que hacer todo lo posible por ti mismo, ¿ok? Y ¿qué te cuento tu Manolo? Espérame. Ahorita regreso, voy a dejar la música. Ahorita regreso.
Por el mundo entero, quieres triunfar por el mundo entero.
Sí. Y qué lindo, Rola. Muy lindas las rolas. Gracias, corazón. Gracias. Okay, mira. ¿Sabes lo que preparé hoy mismo de mi comidita? Acuérdate, ¿cómo se dice? Diverticulit.
Diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis es una condición donde te están saliendo, ¿cómo se dice? Como bultos o burbujas en el colon. Puede ser a través del transverse colon, del colon, y eso no es nada bueno. Así que vamos a ver, necesito estar en una dieta de puro líquido, ¿ok? De puro líquido, mucha sábila. ¿Qué más? Ok. Bueno, este es ¿cómo te dice? Como una paella, ¿verdad? Oyes tú, ¡ay, Lupita! No, es Lupe, muy chiquita. ¿Sabes qué? También no me gusta como tú vienes aquí y tú me dices que yo no puedo cocinar. Óyeme, ¿qué te pasa? ¡Viva México! Mira, yo preparé un guiso con pollo orgánico, platanillo, ¿cómo se dice? Platanillo orgánico, ¿cómo se dice? El turmeric, el turmérico orgánico, ¿cómo se dice? Leche de coco orgánica y también caldito de hueso orgánico. Y mira, me salió tan rico. Quiero que sea esto, más bien anti-inflammatory. Versetti, ¿sabes qué? Versetti tiene una relación con una mexicana de su trabajo. Sí, no, lady. Son bien cabrones aquí. Entonces, sí, no sé, en serio, esa es la buena cosa. Trae tus guisos aquí, que sean saludables, que sean de buena calidad. Esta sal es buena, es de buena calidad. Esta se llama Hawaiian Alejía Red Sea Salt. Ok, sería muy buena. Y también, procurar de tomar buenos productos. Otra vez, mi divulgación para ti es esta. No te dejes llevar por disque especialistas todo el tiempo, ¿ok? Tú tienes que hacer lo que tú puedas para tu salud, ¿ok? Porque en nuestros cuerpos, en nuestros sistemas, todos somos diferentes, ¿verdad? Pues bueno, me ha tocado ver la condición y pues a donde quiera que esté, lo que quiera que haga, siempre tengo que llevarme mi propia comida. Necesito alejarme ya del gluten. A lo mejor yo creo que va a ser para toda la vida, no sé qué. Procurar, intentar de comer muy saludable. ¿Qué más? Sal, le dije, muy buena acá, pero también tenemos acá en Perú, no tenemos especialistas tenemos chamanes. Te va mejor, gracias. No, mira. El problema es esto, ¿ok? Con tú estar yendo al doctor y que vas y que no, y que sea que lo cosa bueno. Yo lo que más quiero es esto. Yo quiero saber qué es lo que me pasa en el fondo de todos mis síntomas, ¿verdad? Porque pues... Bien rico también. Y saludable. Lo que más quiero saber para ti y para mí es esto. ¿Qué es lo que a ti te pasa en el fondo de todos tus síntomas? Bueno, esta es una sal particular. Oh, ¿sabes qué? Muchos de los productos que yo pido son en el Amazon, ¿ok? Yo nada de esto lo estoy promoviendo, yo no soy afiliado con nada. Pero sí te quiero enseñar qué es lo que estoy haciendo en el fondo de todos mis síntomas porque necesito vigilar mucho la sal. No puedo comer así sal particular que tú puedas, sal de mesa, table salt. Yo tengo que comer sal particular nutritiva, sí, pink salt, pero tiene que tener contener todos los minerales. Sí, pensar en mi sal. Se te ve mejor ahora. Sabe, es back. Dale así. Negro, sabroso. No lo balancearon porque el trabajo en el ejército de Colombia. Muy buena Amazon. La comida sin sal no es comida. No todo el tiempo. Tú puedes hacer Bueno, yo lo que te estoy diciendo es tú Tommy y tú Manolo y en general Chef Bloss es necesitas combinar tus comidas con sal, que sí son buenas para el riñón y para, ¿cómo se dice? Para las suprarrenales, the adrenals, que son las cositas que se sientan encima de los riñones y toda la cosa. Bueno, si quiero hablar acerca de la salud hoy mismo, pues porque imagínate, pues, esto es lo que esa es mi realidad, pero todavía me preguntas, ¿tú eres trader? ¿Te interesa el trading? Sí, claro. El trading siempre va a ser parte de mí. Yo estoy en todos los grupos de los traders, pues porque para mí, mi mentalidad ahora es distinta a la tuya. El negro murió en una balacera en la guerra Colombia-Perú. ¿Cómo se llama esa sal? $90 minerales esta sal. Es de México. Este es de México. Los peruanos hicieron muy con su... ¿Qué? La sal buena es la rosa del Himalaya. Sí, también esa. También esa. ¿Qué es esta? ¿Qué es esta? Tú también. Sí, yo lo que más quiero es venir aquí a estar aquí contigo, pues, en mi batalla, ¿verdad? En intentar, pues, a incrementar mis músculos, porque, pues, la mera verdad se me están debilitando los músculos mucho y también mi sistema nervioso. Ay, man, mi sistema nervioso me está, ¿cómo se dice? Me está alterando. Y pues, bueno, así es la cosa cuando tú estás pasando por una condición, ¿verdad? Y tú te dices, yo estoy saludable, yo estoy joven, toda la cosa. Bueno, nos puede pasar a cualquier, tal cosa o pues bueno, yo lo que no quiero es esto. Ya no quiero estar yendo con especialista. Ahora, si ellos me recetan, miren, si ellos me recetan una disca medicina, una disca medicina y toda la cosa, pues, ay no, olvídate. Esa es para el tiroides y esta es para la vitamina. Yo lo que quiero hacer es buscar formas en cómo puedo comer saludable, pues por mí misma, ¿verdad? Y pues buscar maneras, ¿verdad? Buscar maneras en cómo puedo balancear el azúcar, cómo puedo cuidarme en mi organismo, ¿verdad? Yo sabía, pero el Toto, me juro que le funciona ay, no, ¿cómo el homeopatía te arreglará todos los homeopatía? You punk ass. Ay, no. No, olvídate. Bueno, ok. Okay. Vamos vamos a fijarnos al Dog Daddy. Pregúntale al especialista. Pregúntale al especialista si te puede enviar Winstrol. Yo gané muchos masa muscular. Bien cabrón. Ay, no. No se puede con ustedes. Bueno, vamos a ver. Vamos a ver. El Dog Daddy. Dog Daddy agosto. Agosto, el Dog Daddy es un grande man que sabe mucha mierda acerca de los perros y toda la cosa. Bueno, él es mágico. Él es como ¿cómo se llama el Dog Whisperer? ¿Cómo se llama el Dog Whisperer? Se me olvidó, pero él es agosto y él es el nuevo Dog Whisperer que tenemos hoy en día. Vamos a ver. Se le lanzan los perros. Ah, caray. Mira nomás. Mira nomás cómo le. Ay, no, mira. Es verdad. Desde que tomó Winston se me pone la pinga como pasta de perro. ¿Qué les dices? A ver, a ver si se te pone más con esta bailarina. A ver qué dice.
This man trained his 4 dogs to stay by his children's sides at all times. However, when he went out to greet men the dogs never met before, the dogs remained calm and showed no reaction.
Hey, pero tenemos un chaval que habla con perros que llama Rubén Milán. Ya,
every step, watchful and protective.
Vamos a ver. Dog Daddy Agosto. What? No, shut up. ¿Cómo eres? A ver, vamos a ver qué significa el Dog Daddy. Yo no sé si has visto este short tú.
I don't understand. Why do you being so mean? You're mean. Your boy just jealous of me because you just can't do what I do. So instead of just admitting it, you walk around and say all kinds of really mean things about me because you're a meanie. But it's all. You try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need.
A ver qué dice.
When you feel so tired, but you can't.
How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
Ya ves.
Too.
Son protestantes, gente. ¿Cómo se dice? Cuando alguien está haciendo bueno en el mundo, ya sabes que siempre le llegan, ¿cómo se dice? Gente así gilipollas como esta.
Like, I don't think you're a douche for like the way you know handle dogs and stuff, right?
Okay.
You're kind of more of a douche for your editing
Que es gilipollas él porque no le gusta cómo maneja los perros.
skills, you know.
Yeah.
Like this one.
¿Ah? Protestantes, porque protestan mucho. Ese Dog Daddy parece muy vato, perro, seguro no habla con los perros como mi chaman
What does
Rubén.
Eminem think about you using his music? You know,
¿Qué piensa Eminem que él está usando su música de él?
your
I
videos.
don't know. That's for him to decide.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good day.
¿Te gusta que te tiren los perros? Sí, por eso me gustan los perros. A ver, vamos a ver. Este es mi favorito, tu Tommy. Puedes buscar Rubén Blan, es el chamán que habla con los you punk. A ver, este merito. Mira, fíjate este. En mi trabajo hay un chamán que te puede arreglar todos tus problemas. ¿Tú? ¿Tú, Tommy? ¿Me puedes arreglar todos los problemas? ¿También financieros? ¿En serio? Mira más. No, fíjate este Manolo, mírate este que, este merito, este es el que gana de todos, mira, no, el chaval se llama el quiere. ¿O sí? Mira este. ¿Sabes lo que hace? Lo más sorprendente de este perro es que sabes que es una quita, ¿verdad? Los equitas, probablemente son bien, agresivos, ¿verdad? Bien bravos. ¿Y sabes lo que es este? Se jaló ¿cómo se dice? Se jaló la tapadera de la boca. Espérate. El camión olímpico que tiró con Mira. 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 No sorprende que llegue a Perú a ver si se puede hacer con eso con un puma, un gato. Sí, eso es lo que él hace. Ya lo ha hecho. Tanto que lo tengo que ver. ¿Qué piensas que le vaya a hacer ese perro? Lo destroza. No, yo no le quiero decir nada malo a nadie, pero a mí me da en el alma que a agosto le pasa algo. Bueno, él sabe su maestría. Mi vecino tiene un gato grande que se escapó de la zarca y se comió 2 llamas. ¿Cómo le puedo contactar para que hable conmigo? Mira este. ¿Tú sabes si él sería capaz de amaestrar un puma? Yo creo que sí. Pero mira cómo se le lanzan. Fíjate esta. Esta es la gana. Es la que gana. Mira, escucha bien, Tommy. Tú, mi vecino, tú sabes si él sería capaz de amaestrar. Bueno, le voy a decir a mi vecino para que le hable para amaestrar su cougar. Háblale, avísale. ¿Y sabes qué otra cosa tú, Manolo? Él viaja por todo el mundo. Y bueno, sí, súbete a su Instagram, sube su canal. Esta se come la tierra. Mira, no, esto es... Ay, ok, le voy a decir que le hable y le diga que va a dar parte de Origi. Y de parte, y ándale.
Dogs can't hold me down. No, no. They can hold you down. No, no. I'm a lady in me.
¿Cómo? Le amastra, le hace un hechicería. No sé. Son bien cagados ustedes, en serio.
I heard y'all all over TikTok. These dogs can't hold.
No, hombre, no, no sé, no sé, no sé, en serio, la verdad, no sé qué hacer, no sé qué hacer ni con ustedes, ni si con ustedes, no sé, no sé qué se traen ustedes, ok. Bueno, vamos a ver, bueno, ¿qué tal es el Bitcoin? A ver, después nos fijamos, pero sabes que ahorita quiero ver cómo se tiran. Bueno, ¿sabes qué? Yo quiero comenzar.
I'm trapped. Which way do I go?
Yo lo que quiero saber es, tú, Tommy, y tú, Manolo y Alexaino, quiero saber cómo puedo comenzar a tirarme la voz así y hacer así canales con mi nuevo gato. A ver cómo les puedo hacer. ¿Sabes qué? Tengo dos gatitos, que están aquí, viviendo conmigo ahorita. Y pues yo lo que quiero hacer es, pues hacer un canal con ellos para que pueda, tirarme bueno, hacer algo similar como él.
I'm getting dizzy.
Hechos, ¿qué tal? Es color.
I'm trapped.
Oh, no. Tienes que descansar. Chic, chac. Chic, chac. ¿Sí? ¿Qué? ¿Sabes? No sé.
Ahora mismo estás ante la oportunidad de tu vida. Y es que el mundo está en una fase peligrosa. China quiere irse a Estados Unidos, hay guerras activas entre ciertos países, hay otros países que podrían entrar en
¿Sabes?
guerra.
¿Qué
Tenemos
hace?
unas
A ver,
monedas
por
inflacionarias que no
favor,
habíamos
no.
visto en décadas. Y
Mis
además la
amores,
gente
por
ahora mismo
favor,
es más
yo los
pobre
quiero
que
a
nunca.
todos.
Lo que hasta ahora era seguro ya no lo es.
Yo lo que quiero es esto, tener paz entre nosotros para que se... ¿Qué me lo han dicho? ¿Qué te... Oh, no, ok. Hey, how are you? How are you? Robert. How are you, Robert? I'm so glad to have you here. Robert, say hello to Tommy Versetti and Manolo de Rivera. Obviously, his name is not Tommy Versetti. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'll text you his real name. In hello, Tommy Versetti is back and Manolo. Tommy y Manolo, denle un follow al gran chef Blajos. Robert Blajos. Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you. Welcome, Manolo Fernando de Rivera para servirle, mijo. Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to get these guys, Robert, over to stream, but the problem is in Spain. By the time what is that? By the time that you stream, Robert, it's already like 3 or 4. It's already like 2, 3 in the morning in Spain. Así igual. Yeah! Woo! Oh, and Robert, ¡Viva México! ¡Viva México! Yeah! Yeah! Okay, Sigue, Manolo, dale un follow a Robert. ¿Y sabes qué? Cuando Robert llegue a los 1000, ¿cómo se dice? A los 1000 followers, a los 1000 seguidores, entonces, ¿sabes qué? Él lo que va a hacer es, va a hacer un directo de 24 horas. Robert, I told everybody on my channel, on my stream, and including in my server, to follow you whenever it is that you get to 1,000 plus followers. They have to be followers. They have to be active, to that you're going to do a live stream of 24 hours. Gracias por seguimiento. Yeah, vas a hacer un directo en que él enseña a cocinar. Claro, bien rico, bien rico. Eso sería un reto. Yeah, absolutely. That would be awesome. That would be awesome, Chef. And Chef, I want you to know one thing, that I am taking a lot of the ideas about this thing, about learning how to cook, increasing my skills and, my cooking skills, and really getting out there, my with my cooking abilities. Robert, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, Robert. As a woman, as a career woman or a businesswoman myself, I focused a lot on, the business side of aspect. I focus on trading. I focus on a lot of what you call it, unnecessary things in life. Tendrò mil pronto 12 horas. Woo! Yeah, Manolo. With French and Greek, I need to learn Spanish. Yeah. Para eso vienes aquí, Roberto. Por eso Scott se fue. Oh my goodness. Robert, Scott is my ex-boyfriend, and it's, oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. Oh my goodness, he's gonna watch this. I'm not gonna put this up. I'm not gonna leave it up. And I shouldn't have said, that I broke up with, with my boyfriend Scott. But I'm gonna say this, Robert. When you love somebody, it hurts. It hurts deep. You already know that. I've said that. I've said that on your stream, Robert. And it's like, I'm bringing my personal business into my streams too much. Mi inglés, it's low and llama very lean. So add duck or bacon fat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Robert, like I told you, I already showed you. What is that? A dish that I made. I posted it on your Discord. Y sabes que Manolo y Tommy, ya les he dicho varias veces que se junten, que se unan. Tommy, yo te tengo de mod en mi Discord. Por ese motivo, pues porque imagínate, yo sí tengo el Discord muy activo. Manolo, Alexaino, Tommy, Chiconica, todos regresen a mi Discord, porque ahí es donde estoy casi. Me gusta el Telegram, está bien el Telegram. Yo no veo nada bueno o malo con el Telegram, está bien. Pero yo estoy muy activa en el Discord por este propósito. Real Lori, I saw. You soy mod en Loreta, Guadalupe. By the way, Robert, my full name. I'm gonna put it in. I think I can put it in, right? That's my full name. That's my full name. And Robert, one thing that I want you to also understand is that Favela isn't really my actual name. Favela is still under my married name. I'm an accountant. I just pretend to cook on Twitch. Robert. Yeah. No, I mean, Robert, the favelas are the absolute favelas in Brazil are the absolute most dangerous ghettos in the world. And I'm always on here, I'm talking about the favelas, I'm talking about, how travel is like, what travel would be like, if I could do, the many things that we all want to do, right, Robert? And if there is a certain place, you know, like in Canada that you want me to broadcast, that you want to bring me, by all means, you know. And so, you know, the favelas are dangerous. I don't know, you know, a lot of times, you know, we don't know what's going on with the favelas. You know, anything can happen. I'm in a cow. I just like the Virgin. Pero tú de virgen tienes poco, tienes más tiros dados que las fachadas de Sarajevo. You punk. Chicago, my friend. You live on Chicago. No.
I'm a philosopher, and I'm interested in how architecture shapes and defines our lifestyle.
See what I mean? See what I mean? These guys, sometimes, Robert, these guys take it a little too far. It's like, okay, you know what? I've had it like that, you know, since the very beginning, since I started streaming back when, in 2018 or 2019, I think that's when I came to Twitch. And, you know, sometimes these guys have the tendency to take it too far. Um, Middle of Canada. Él es de Canadá. Todos, para que sepan, Chef Robert Blaus, él es de Canadá. Él tiene su directo y pues él hace unos guisos tan ricos. Muchas de las ideas, mucho de mi enseñanza, pues él me las está dando. Y pues, déjame ver, a ver, vamos a ver. Vamos a irnos con Robert Blaus. A ver, vamos a ver. A ver, qué gran guiso nos tienes Chef Blaus. A ver, qué gran guiso nos tiene. El gran Chef Blaus. Oh my goodness, mira nomás. Ándale, vamos a dejar. ¿Y sabes qué, Manolo y Tommy? Yo lo que quiero ver es que ustedes estén en su directo. A ver, aquí tiene unos videos. Canada. I love it. Canada. Good immigration. Is there good immigration in Canada, Robert? Is it better than here in the U.S.? You got to tell me. Well, I mean, we could talk about immigration here, but on a friendly and love kind of manner, Robert. And yeah, thank goodness you taught Lauren to cook because she burned everything and could die from poisoning. Yeah, that's true.
The thing you need to watch out for is not grabbing the handle when it's super hot, because the handle also gets kind of super hot.
Tommy, Manolo, okay, yo lo que quiero de aquí antes de que se vaya. Tommy, Manolo, yo lo que quiero, de lo que quiero que hagan ustedes, con Robert y todo, es que quiero que también, le den un sub, eso es lo que quiero. En Canadá vive la tía traficante de cristal, de un niño colombiano que conozco. What? Put on the pyromania clip of me setting things on fire. It's much more fun. Okay, let me see. I think, that's this one, right? That's this one? Okay, este. Mira, él sabe hacer la lumbre. Tommy, tú sabes hacer la lumbre, ¿verdad? Bueno, Alexei no sabe hacer la lumbre. Oh, by the way, Robert, there's another guy on here. He's a jerk. His name is Alexeino. And Alexeino is a 100% chef. And well, these guys are great cooks. Severiano, he's a great cook. That's his name, Tommy. Severiano. He is a great cook. He's actually shown me a lot of the dishes that he's posted on my Telegram. And well, put on.
So safety first.
And Alexeino, he's a bald-headed punk ass. He knows how to make the best dishes because Alexeino is a chef. He actually works in a hotel in Spain, and he is a chef, right? He is an actual chef. And one thing is this: Severiano, like the there. Oh my god! And Alexeino, I'm trying to help him. I mean, I'm trying to make him come back to my channel because it's like, after a while, I dropped off from Twitch, and it's like, I keep coming back because of my job or because of my health wise. But here it is. We live in Spain, and he worked chef in hotel on the day, and he the night work company boy. Yeah. ¡Woo! Mira todos los guisos. Tommy, ¿tú puedes hacer eso? ¿Tú, Manolo? Y que el Alexaino venga a ver.
It's fun.
You better watch it, Robert.
Ready.
Flor, también quiere su comida, pero lo que hace por torpeza. Dígame, the flames covered my camera in one of those clips. Oh, I love the color on this one. Yeah, I love it.
So if I had more brandy in there, it would be a little more dramatic. But I want to keep the flame going. I don't want to blow it out. I want to keep the flame going as long as I can because I want to get rid of, want to cook off all the alcohol. I know it seems like a waste, right?
A ver si pueden hacer ¿cómo se dice? Esos una lumbre así y que se queme todo el pelo Alexaino.
And again,
Looks really
this
good.
always
10
looks
points.
cooler if you
I
put
only
on a
stream
card
simple
beside
cooking. Yeah.
your table where you're gonna.
Simple cooking,
We
Robert.
have a bit of a VSOP brandy.
Ow! ¿Cómo se dice brandy? El brandy. I'll put flame, you put out gasoline. Alexaino is bald. Yeah, Alexaino's
Which
bald.
ship exploded into flame. What the heck's going on here?
I always tell you, Robert, be careful because it's like, one of those flames gets on your beard, you're in deep whack. Alexaino.
I said should have exploded into flame.
I'm so glad you're here, Robert. These guys.
Opa.
Opa.
So the top is completely covered.
Uh-huh.
You take one big step back. And cry as nothing's happening.
I'm looking now. Yeah, look at that. Wow. ¿Vieron nomás cómo le hace el tío? Oh, and you're gonna get used to all of the expressions that they use in Spain, like tío or tía. They use that like kind of like an expression, like do like bro or sis or anything like that. So they use they use funny expressions like that, and I have to show them later to you. We'll talk about that later, Robert. DJ Novo.
So
It's
the things to do from here.
Where you
need to
now
let the
to make
alcohol
this upfront.
Burn itself out. The reason we flambe things, usually table side, is A, it looks really, really, really cool. B, we caramelize the sugar on top. And C, we impart some of that beautiful, complex booze flavor without getting our guests drunk. You can always
We're
put booze
here
on
now
top. You
to
can make a
make
booze
this
sauce later.
vibrant. Yeah.
The reason we shake the pan is just to make sure that we expose all of the alcohol.
Familia
in case some got,
construyó muchos
buried a little
restaurantes
bit,
y he
or
estado
there's
en
a
las
caramelized
cocinas
layer on
la
top.
mayor parte de mi vida. Yeah.
And it's magic, yeah. So we just want to make sure that all of this burns.
Pero Robert, before anything, we'll talk about jobs on here, and I just want to tell you this, Robert. The job that I currently have, how I'm a Spanish English translator. So the job that I have, I use Twitch as my training because I do a lot of translations, from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, because I have no clue as to what to do sometimes, from Spanish to English or English to Spanish. So, it's like, Robert, I really want. Can I? How can I invite you, Robert? Invite guests. Let's see. I think a guest. I'm going to attempt to send. Here it goes. I hope this works, Robert. Accept my invite, Robert. See if that works. I like it. Love it. Podemos comprar palomas en las tiendas. You might check me. Robert, I just sent you an invite so that you can come on. I don't know if you want to come on my stream, and we can talk about this sort of thing. Let's see. I think it works, but I haven't done my hair or makeup. I look a mess. Okay, well, you know what you can do? Robert. You could just turn off your camera if you'd like. I look a mess. Or maybe I can do a private chat. You think I can do? Let's see if it works. See if it'll work, Robert. I've actually next time I have headphones on because of Nobu is that okay? Nephew is not okay. All right. But okay. But anyways, um, Robert, also on here, I try to play all of the Mexican and authentic, kind of like Spaniard music, because what I want to do, Robert, I mean, is the opposite of what. Hey, look at you! All right, look at you. Oh, good. Oh, there you go. Okay, all right. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that you're not muted. Okay. Hey, Robert, can you hear me? Robert, can you hear me? Oh my goodness, Robert. I think your face future on Twitch on my friend. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Robert? I don't know. Let's see. Or maybe. Or the thing is, I can't. Oh my goodness, I can't hear you. We can't hear Robert. Oh no! Don't tell me. Don't tell me. You know what you could do? Yeah, let's see. Are you able to? Let's see. Are you speaking now, Robert? Let's see. Chat. I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I chill on future. Let's see. QR. Let's see. Design. I'm not sure why I can't hear you, Robert. Let's see. Invite guest. Let's see. Add source. Let's see. Add source. Okay. Exit camera. Local video. Presentation. Video storage. Background music. I'm not sure why I can't hear you, Robert. Is it because? Okay. Oh, there he goes. Okay, Robert. How are you? There you go. I can hear you.
Is that working now?
Yeah, now it's working.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Démosle la gran venida a el gran chef Robert Blajos. Tommy, sí está funcionando, sí está. Hello, my friends. Can you hear? Oh my goodness, I am so glad
Hello.
you on here, Robert. Oh my goodness, as my special guest, making my dream come true as being the next grand what is that? Twitch
Oh.
podcaster, whatever the grand next. Do you think I could be the next Amorant? You think is that still in my is that still in my wish list or something?
Easily.
I'm sorry. I'm just having too much
She's
fun.
on Kick now. One of my friends
Oh, that's
is streaming
awesome.
on Kick.
All right. Yeah.
Saw her feature.
I can't, I want Amorant to come on here. I want all of these great vloggers. I want them all to come on here. I want David Santos to come on here. I want Sacer to come on here. I want all of these great Twitch streamers to come on here so that I have a question, so that I can have a to knock them upside their heads. No. I mean, it's great to be here. Thanks, Robert, for making this so possible for me and for all of my audience here. I make it a point to have guests on here, and then you are my actual first time guest. Welcome, Robert. Golly, Robert, how long has it been? How long has it been? When did you come on board Twitch? When do you think you came on board? You came on here how long ago? How long has it been?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay, 2.5 years.
30 months.
Yeah, and then when did I come on? When did I come on board?
Yeah.
When did I come on board? I forget. Just to kind of keep in mind, I forget because it's like I came on board. If I vaguely remember, I think it was maybe about a year ago or something like that, right? That I came on board, and then everybody started like slowly creeping up, and slowly like is that kind of right? Something like that, right around there, right, Robert? You would think that something around that nature, right? And
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and we all, we're just like, and I'm like, even though I was like slowly like watching like all of your streams, Robert. I mean, I would get like very weak, and then when I would get very weak, I would have to kind of like drop off, and it's like, oh my goodness, because it's like I have to listen to my body, whenever it is that it's time to like, relax and stuff like that. Oh, and also, we do also have the 80s. Tenemos el canal de los 80s. And I plan on doing something similar, just like DJ Brian. But if I do it, Robert, I have to do it during the day. Because if I try to it's something to do, Robert, with my adrenals. And if I'm kind of like up like at a certain time, Robert, my body will go into like a crazy like workaround, and then it'll take me like about a couple of days to like even recover, right, Robert? And another thing that I do want to also tell you, Robert, is that something personal about me. I don't know about anybody else, on your stream. And I know you said you had a friend that is gluten-free. I tried to get on this thing called disability, Robert. And let me tell you, I don't know how it is out in Canada as opposed to how it is here in the US. But that shit is hard. It is really, really damn hard. I don't know what they have in terms of like services, how it is out in Canada.
It's very hard to get on disability in Canada. You need to help getting, if you're blind, or if you need help going to the bathroom, getting dressed, feeding yourself, then the government will give you money for disability.
Typically, how much do they give, or is it just?
And a tax credit for your caregiver.
I mean, is it? I mean, does it depend on age or something, Robert, or how is it out? How's it? I mean, what's the time frame or anything?
No, but our welfare, our welfare is it's kind of generous.
I heard
Get
that.
on the programs within about a month or 6 weeks.
Okay.
So there's different types of social assistance or welfare, but typically you can get about $600 towards rent and another $600 a month for everything else.
Oof. Wow.
The
Now,
cost of living here is a lot cheaper than the States.
is it really? I wonder why that is. Is it because? Well,
My
I mean,
apartment is less than $1,200 a month. That includes all the utilities. I have a pool, a gym, in-suite washer, dryer, fireplace, and it's 900 square feet.
wow. I like that. I like that, Robert.
And I'm right by the university and the stadium, so it's not bad.
Oh, wow. So you're right by the university and the state. Lori, ¿cómo cambió el idioma, pero ponerlo en español? Sí. A que voten tengo que darte. Ok. Sí, lo que estamos hablando aquí, Tommy y tú, Manolo, estamos hablando acerca de los servicios públicos que hay aquí en los Estados Unidos y también en Canadá. Pues, Tommy, tú sabías que yo pasé pues por una temporada muy, muy difícil. Robert, I tried getting on SSI. What is it? Or SSDI, or I don't even know what it stands for. Social Security, Disability, something. I forget what the I stands for. And let me tell you this, Robert, I had to wait. I started my application, when was that? Last year in April, and I got rejected and denied. When did I get denied? I got denied in February. Yeah, I got denied in February. And could you imagine, Robert? I mean, when you are a woman or a man in desperate situations, you'll do whatever it is to get, you have to get everything for free, and it's like, you have to ask friends for this, friends for that. And I mean, Twitch, in a sense, was kind of my way outside of the world, Robert, because, you know, as embarrassing as it sounds, you don't have the means to do anything, to go downtown, literally, me going on the bus downtown, number one, my anxiety and my depression. I mean, I literally couldn't take it, Robert. And it was like a joy just to even get on a bus, go downtown, and just do a lot of things that I wanted to do on my Twitch channel. And I want to talk about these services that are available. And one thing that I do want people on here, including everybody, every one of us, is to look at ways in which we can do good, on social media, because we've got, as we've got a lot of the bad, we've got a lot of negative, whatever, lowers, whatever, YouTubers that are just spitting out stuff in social media. And even though I went through a hard time, Robert, and I still am, I'm still not out of the rut. Even though I went through a hard time, I always want to think of ways in which I can use this space for a positive outlook on life, even though you're going through a hard time, Robert. But anyhow, Robert, talk to me about your last job that you had. What is that with that manager that you said? It's up to you if you want to talk about it.
That was two jobs ago. Yeah, she was horrible. She was an absolute monster. She would not let me work. She kept threatening to write me up and fire me for working too much. Like what?
Oh no.
Who
Oh
does that?
oh my goodness.
It was
Oh
it was
my goodness.
horrible.
It's horrible. Yeah.
I said, just
Oh,
let me work. I'm not asking for overtime. I'm not asking for more money. I love my team. I love the work. Let me do
right.
it.
Right. I mean, the thing is, con esto de los trabajos, tú, Tommy, y tú, Manolo, es esto. Acuérdate una cosa, cuando tú estás trabajando, ¿ok? En primer lugar, yo te digo esto, tener el respeto a la posición y a la compañía. Eso es lo que más quiero que hagas aquí en este espacio, ¿ok? Tener respeto y amar a la compañía, ¿verdad? Lo segundo es esto, tú tienes que entender y pensar que este espacio no es tuyo, así que tú no puedes hacer lo que se te antoje o de lo que se te dé la gana, ¿verdad? Because even in my job, Robert, oh, by the way, I just said this, that we have to respect jobs and the platform that they have. We have to respect
Oh,
companies,
I understand.
right?
Yeah.
Because one thing that we have to understand is this: it's not our platform. And even like something like YouTube or Twitch or anything or whatever TikTok, I always want to find ways to respect the platform because it's not mine, right? So even in a job, and I'm going to tell you this, Robert. I really enjoy the job that I'm doing right now. I really like it. Um, the one thing, the one downfall is that I'm part time, and it's a lot of Spanish English translation, and I want you to understand that a lot of people,
Right.
especially Hispanics, mumble a lot. And they go on, and they won't let me do my job in the translation field. And it's like, who gets docked for it? I do. Okay. So it's like, you have to put yourself on my shoes. And it's like, what do I need? I put myself in the shoes of, the French, because it's like, I still need French translation, Robert, because, I'm a Spanish, English translator. And it's like, Spanish or English, it kind of comes easily to me, but it's like a lot of the verbiage in Spain and Colombia, you just can't understand because it's not the same thing, right? So I definitely
It's
need,
that different.
yeah, Robert. I need help in French. And I put myself in those shoes, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what about you're dumb stuck because you can't even carry on a conversation. And
No, French. French is easy. Like I understand most of what you said in Spanish.
you understand what's in one day, yeah? Because you're trilingual. What do you? No, you're fluent. Manolo y Tommy. Uh, Chef, el cocinero Robert, él es fluido en griego,
Je
francés.
parle français que mi laulinica polikala.
Sí, ¿verdad? Say that again, Robert.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It sounds beautiful. Él es fluido.
Oh, I just said I speak French and I speak Greek very well.
Ahí él habla el griego muy, muy fluido, muy grande. Y, I can imagine, if you would go out to Greece, if we would go out to Greece, and, you would obviously, have no problem, right? When you just came from Greece, is that right? Is that right, Robert? You just came from Greece? Did you?
No, I was born up north in Canada, but shortly after I was born, my dad took me to Greece for about 3 years. So when we came back to Canada, I didn't speak any English.
Oh.
And we mostly spoke Greek at home, but I went to an English school and I grew up with English television. And then in secondary school, I went to French immersion, so everything was in French except for music, art, and English class. Everything else was in French. So math, physics, chemistry, history, geography, that was all in French.
It was all in French. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Roger, Roger.
But
Robert.
you can teach a kid multiple languages as long as they're young. After you're 16 or 17, it's hard to pick up a new language.
tú puedes enseñar y demostrarle a un niño, a una niña chiquita, cuando están bien niños o niñas, cómo hablar uh, otro idioma, pero eso es cuando están muy, muy chicos, ¿verdad? Y Tommy, he's pretty good. He's okay. He's pretty good. I think that if Tommy got on a plane and got over here to Chicago, I think he would really know how to adapt himself. Um, Manolo and all of the rest of them, I don't know. Maybe Alexino, maybe
Yeah.
he could. Maybe he could. And the reason that I'm pointing out names is this: I want them to get to to that point where they actually become trilingual, and that's what it is that I have here on my channel, Robert. What else was I going to ask you, Robert?
Well, what do they speak now? Is it Spanish and Portuguese or Spanish and French?
I think Manolo is in Peru, so he's Spanish. Okay. I'm not sure if Tommy Versetti, I don't know if he speaks Portuguese. I don't know if he speaks Portuguese. But here and there, they do understand.
Portuguese doesn't make any sense to me. It's weird.
Really? Just Portuguese, Italian for me.
Yeah.
Italian.
Like I can read Latin. I'm fluent in French. I can fake my way through Spanish and Italian. But Portuguese, I'm lost. I can't make any sense out of it.
Okay. Like if you were in Portugal, you would be like totally lost and stuff. I mean, you would need.
I'd starve. I would starve in Portugal.
se pasa por hambriento en Portugal. En Portugal, tú, Manolo. Tú, Tommy. Okay. Robert, I mean, I know you've had so many disasters in the kitchen that I know of, well, that I could think of, but what has been your ultimate so far disaster in the kitchen? Tell me, what has it been? That you could think of.
Well, I've had some bread that I was experimenting with where the crust was perfect, but it was soggy. It was like pudding in the middle. And that was this morning or last night. I actually had to cut the bread and cut the top off and cook it and bake it for another 45 minutes. Well, I'm playing around with recipes, so they're not all perfect.
Okay, all right, yeah, well, yeah. I noticed it, but it's like you're so good at
the experimenting sometimes doesn't work.
Okay, I'd like to know because I literally try to like follow all of your recipes to the T, and it's like they don't either come out, or I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, or I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm just ultimately. I mean the stews are good. I'm up to par with the stews and stuff like that. And I really love, the way that you do like the stews, particularly, that beef stew that you did. I really followed that, and that was great. You gave me this idea for this recipe that I just made of this stew that I just posted on your Discord. And I mean, what other, just off the top of your head, easy stew or recipe can you think of for people like me who didn't grow up in the kitchen much?
Just make everything I make.
Just make everything. Le pregunté al gran, al gran cocinero, a Robert, para mujeres como yo que no crecieron en la cocina, o más bien que no tienen un entendimiento de lo que nos pasa en la cocina, qué es lo que él nos recomienda de guisos. Y uh, señoritas, el gran chef Robert, él me ha demostrado, él me ha enseñado todos sus guisos, en serio, que son una maravilla, son muy grandes en bueno, en mi estudio de la cocina, ¿verdad? Pues porque mujeres como yo, pues no tienen un entendimiento, no crecemos en la cocina y pues imagínate, yo no sé tortillar, I don't know how to make handmade tortillas.
I'm doing that soon.
Yeah, yeah, I figured that. ¿A qué? Jota. You're gonna make handmade tortillas. What else? Handmade tortillas. What else? What else can what else can I think? I mean, you already made the pita. The pita was excellent. The pita. What else? Tortillas. I'm trying to think of anything gluten free. I'm trying to think of anything gluten free, Robert. You know, particularly when it comes to like tortillas and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm just gonna say this, Robert, off the top of my head. I mean, you can't follow a diet. There is what I'm finding out and what I'm understanding is this: there is no one diet for everybody,
Right.
right?
Oh yeah, I
And
completely agree.
And of course, you know, more than anything, I mean, I want to, you know, go back in time and not eat at McDonald's and Burger King and Domino's. And I would, to tell you the truth, I would not go to school and work at the same time. I wouldn't do that anymore. I mean, don't, I mean, Robert, qué les puedo aconsejar a todas las mujeres ahorita? Yo no, yo no hacía dos cosas a la vez. Yo no trabajaría o estudiaría a la misma vez. Te puedes dañar las suprarrenales que se sientan encima de los riñones. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for the world anymore, Robert. I would not go to school and work at the same time. No, I just
No, you don't have time to take care of yourself or get proper sleep. It's just not healthy. I
right,
completely agree.
right,
Completely agree.
right, Robert. And what else? You know, I mean, something like, you know, diverticulitis, you know, I have to, obviously, you know, have to be on a liquid diet. Yeah, I mean, they told me to stay away from coconut milk and I just can't. No, I can't stay away from coconut milk. I'm not going to go that far.
I made keto tamales
Keto
last,
tomato. Okay.
last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Was
Keto
it last
tamales.
year? 2 years ago.
Okay. Keto tamales.
2021. It was
Keto.
2 years ago.
Keto tamales. Okay. I heard that the ketogenic diet is something that's going to be like really popular. Que la dieta ketogénico
Don't
va a
do
ser
it.
algo va a ser más popular todo el tiempo.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everyone, unless you're in complete control of your environment and you're completely convinced that the lifestyle is good for you, then don't even try it.
Okay. Si tú estás bien,
It's very restrictive.
si tú estás bien con tu estilo de comer y todo, como le digo todo, si tú puedes comer, I mean, yo que más quisiera poder comer gluteína, pero si tu estilo de vida está bien, estás bien con ti mismo, pues no hay falta de hacer cualquier dieta. No hay ninguna dieta que pueda salvar los problemas para todos. Okay. What else can I say? What else can I say? Robert. Okay. Robert, tell me, because I want you to know, Robert, that if you, I mean, you know, I really want you to know one thing, that that this thing called trading is obviously something near and dear to my heart. And you're probably on my server, and you're probably looking at all of the practice trades that I'm doing on my Thinkorswim account. right? I want to know, what's your take on trading as a whole, whether it's futures, whether it's forex, whether it's crypto?
Okay, so as a tax preparer, people that engage in day trading in Canada, the cost to process your annual tax return jumps up dramatically. I had one client who didn't talk to me in advance about doing day trades, and it took me an extra 4 hours to do their personal tax return. And I looked at the paperwork and I thought, you made no money, and now I have to charge you another $500 on your tax return. Like, that's just adding insult to injury, because every transaction has to be recorded in your tax return. That's the problem in Canada.
Right.
So if somebody's day trading 15 different stocks because they think they're smarter than Warren Buffett, because nobody is, it's just a recipe for disaster. I personally think the majority of the day trading, unless you have insider information, slightly better than gambling and maybe less fun. Crypto, as a mathematician, I don't trust the security. And I still think there's a lot of emotion behind the trading for crypto. So I know people have made millions. I know people have lost a lot of money. Personally, I wouldn't touch it, but that's me. And I'm not risk averse, but I wouldn't touch crypto, mostly because, is this being recorded? I have it's not really insider information, but I'm aware of some drug treatments that have been tested in Nigeria. And we're just waiting for, after this election cycle, for psilocybins and psychedelics for addictions treatment. Once we're approved for clinical trials in Manitoba, the penny stocks that I have are going to jump to probably $20, $30. And we're just waiting for the government approval for those trials, and that won't happen until after this election, because our province is very it's basically a farming province. It's very conservative that way. Nobody likes taking risks. Nobody wants to try experimental things. That's the thinking.
Wow.
So as soon as the politics are done, that stock is probably going to skyrocket. And for me, that's not a gamble, because I don't care about throwing a few $100s at something if I'm going to get 300-400 times the return. I think that's a good risk.
Okay. El cocinero Robert, él prepara ¿cómo se dice? Ingresos o impuestos en Canadá como contador, ¿verdad? Y bueno, si no le avisan que él está haciendo, ¿cómo se dice? Que uno de sus clientes están haciendo tradear. Él lo que hace es, pues, imagínate, le sube el precio, le aumenta el precio para preparar los ingresos en Canadá. Óyeme, ¿no? Por eso siempre tiene que haber constante comunicación. Y para el tradear, pues bueno, para mí, yo digo, cuando son las opciones y cuando son los valores, pues no hay opinión acerca de lo que yo pienso. Para el cripto, pues bueno, para mí, yo no tocaría el cripto. Y ¿qué más? Pues bueno, hay cosas que ocurriendo con las varias, las varias fundamentales que están pasando en Nigeria. Okay. Well, that's kind of a synopsis of what it is that I went through. Now you understand a little bit of what I go through, right, Robert? You understand a little bit of what I go through.
One of my charities deals with addictions, and two of our employees worked at the center that's waiting for approval to do the clinical trials of the psychedelics. And my dad's best friend's son owns the building. So I have a few direct connections to the program, so I know what they're waiting for. And it's a publicly traded company, so it's not like it's secret information. I feel that it's kind of, it's not really insider trading. It's just trading. It's just that I have some more direct contact with what's happening, and it's still a gamble. Like, I'm not going to recommend anyone run out and buy those stocks, because it might fail.
Right.
Ultimately, I think that almost everything to do with the market has to do with people's emotions and very little to do with stability. Like, if you look at BlackBerry's history, I used to follow the stock market just for curiosity. BlackBerry was always liquid. It was always cash rich. And when the stocks were down to like $6 Canadian, from the market cap, it should have been $20 just from their liquid assets. But
Okay.
people said, well, BlackBerries are not making any good phones, so the stock's worthless. And the investors had no idea how much technology BlackBerry owned, let alone how much cash they had in the bank. I mean, how many businesses that size do you know of that don't have debt?
Right.
But the stocks plummeted just from consumer confidence.
Yeah, that's what you think that is considered, insider trading, right? Robert, you think
Well,
it is.
it's not secret. It's not a hidden information. The applications are all public. The business itself, like its mission, is clear that they're looking at psychedelics for treating addictions. All of this is publicly available. It's just I got the whole package presented at the same time, so I have maybe slightly better understanding of what's going on. But it's not like closed door meetings. I have that information.
Okay.
It just feels a little weird.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you, in terms of like, it's in terms of like insider trading, and in Canada, Robert. I mean, how is it that politicians, can get away with insider trading? And
because the government's corrupt. Well, that's the short answer. I mean, realistically, like if I was married and my spouse was on a committee to give a business approval to do something, and there would be clearly financial benefits, my spouse isn't allowed to invest, even if she is. All she has to do is tell me over dinner, hey, you might want to put some stocks, buy some of these stocks, or short this stock because we're going to vote no on it. Or actually, I don't even need to know why. Just as if my spouse says, and I know they're on a committee, I can tell my friends to do it, and I want to cut. It's impossible to stop that unless the politicians and 3 circles removed aren't allowed to get involved with the market, which isn't fair.
in Canada.
Oh, well, anywhere. In Canada, I don't think it's quite as big a problem. The corruption with our politicians is just straight up bribes.
Okay.
Yeah, like if Bombardier wants it's the company that makes the big snow machines, the Skidoos.
Yeah.
And they do military construction as well. They're based in Quebec, and for the last 40 years, I've heard about bribes, and Bombardier gets all of the government contracts just because.
What is? Do you know? Okay, let's take a look at it. Bombardier. How do you spell that?
Yeah, Bombardier. I'll see if I can dig that up.
Bombardier.
But these days, it's mostly the construction companies.
Okay. Quiero preguntarle a David Ley Guardia, ¿qué haría con esta posición del Bombardier?
Yeah, so in 2022, they had a public offering. Their stock went to, what's the number here? About $20 a share, and then it spiked to 60 within 5 months.
Okay.
And then I think all the politicians sold, and then it's been going down ever since.
Okay. And this is for this. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. Would you ask ChatGPT how to place a call or a put on Bombardier?
No. No, because ChatGPT just takes information off of Google searches, basically. So whatever's in the mainstream is what it's going to say.
Okay.
Like the AI can't think for itself. It just finds patterns in language. I was helping people do AI research about 20 years ago. I was optimizing the algorithms for the searches for the graph theory for the neural networks, and I was telling people back then, like, I don't understand what you're modeling, because it's not thought process, And if you're just modeling frequency of words, I can help you with that. That's not a problem. But it doesn't actually think. It just grabs common words within a subject and it puts them together. It's really neat, but I don't think it's going to be the world-changing program anytime soon. It'll make some people's jobs easier.
Doesn't you think it's making my job easier? I don't mean there's no
for things like translation, it's hard for a non-native speaker of both languages to really capture the nuance. Like Google Translate, you can tell when someone's using Google Translate. Like even as someone who's fairly fluent in French, when I pull up Google Translate and I do a translation from English to French or the other way around, sometimes it just reads weird. You know, and when you go back and forth a few times, you see the translation falls apart. But there's certain nuance. There's just some irregularities with common speech that the translation isn't going to pick up.
The translation, yeah. I mean, you could. I mean, a lot when I'm in what's his name's stream, Devilish Girl. Her name is Devilish Girl. I mean, I have no idea I have no idea what she's talking about. But I mean, you know, I think I even sent you her link. Young girl, beautiful, French. And I've done, and you know, whenever it is that I'm on her stream, you know, it's like I have to do a lot of the Google Translate. And then after I do a lot of the Google Translate, then she starts talking to me, and I said, "What? I have no clue what you're trying to do or say." But yeah, you know, I wanted to, you know, basically, you know, ask you because I know you're an accountant. I mean, if you were to do some of the trading out there, Robert, particularly what symbol or what stock would you be out there or opened to trading?
For actual active day trading, I don't know. For investing and holding, Tesla for sure.
Tesla, TSLA. Okay, TSLA. Let's see.
Like it's clear to me what Elon Musk is trying to do.
Is he trying to like?
He's trying to take over the planet. I think he's trying to build Mars and build another planet there. And he almost has the infrastructure for it now. Between the Boring Company, between his internet connectivity with the satellites, with his rocket program, smart cars and robots now, he's positioned to build a colony on Mars within 30 years. What do you think that's going to be worth? What's the mining on Mars going to be worth?
Isn't Mars mainly all glass?
No. There's minerals everywhere. And when you back in the day, it was easy to do mining because there was just rocks and puddles of oil close to the surface. Now we need better technology to drill further down and use things like fracking to break the gases out of the shale. Or in Alberta, it's a province in Canada, we have these things called oil sands where there's literally a whole bunch of oil mixed in with sand. And the process to extract the oil was more expensive. And as time goes on and the technology improves, it becomes cheaper and cheaper to gather that oil.
Okay.
But if you go to a new planet, it's easy to find deposits close to the surface, so it's a lot easier to pick it up.
Okay.
Plus asteroids. There's asteroids out there that are, you know, pure gold or diamond or whatever.
Oh wow.
We know where they are. There's asteroids that are just solid mineral, or mostly mineral. If you can land a ship there and scoop up, you know, a couple of big trucks of something that's very, very expensive on Earth, like lithium, worth trillions of dollars.
Okay. Wow.
And that's down the road, but I mean, he has the pieces to put all that together and make it work.
Oh, he knows that. He knows what he's talking. He knows what he's talking. He knows how to do his shit, right?
Yeah, and he's got the connections with the government to get more funding if he needs it. He has a proven track record.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
day trading, though, I don't know. I'd really have to be more involved with social media for the businesses and the investing community, and just try to predict what the next emotional reaction is going to be, and just try to get one step ahead of it.
Okay, because Robert, one thing that I do, always, tell everybody to do. I know. We're all pressed for time and everything, and what I always do, like in the mornings, they don't do this. They don't do this. They don't do this every day. But what I always try to do is I always try to, get on real life traders and share their podcasts, their YouTube webcast on my server, and here on my Discord, I talk about the various methods of day trading, what it is, and I think the one confusing thing, and I've thought about this, Robert, is deciding, what language to say. Do I stick it to Spanish? What about English? And I've thought about, what methods, to stick with. I mean, the one thing is this: I want to be able to teach this stuff if I can in Spanish. But I mean, if I have to stick, to English, then, I'll just probably, do that. Únete a mi Discord, si estás en Discord. Yo tengo mi servidor y a donde esté mi servidor, yo también chateo, hago música, pero por particular, siempre estoy en el trading, si son los futuros, si son el cripto, si es el forex, si son las acciones y valores. Únete a mi Discord para que pues ahí pues podamos compartir. ¿Qué más? Podamos convivir ahí por el Discord. También está está el gran Robert Blaus. Robert Blaus, ¿qué más? ¿Qué más? Yeah, Robert. Is there anything else that you would want to share before I start? I better start like closing it out. Is there anything else that you want to come on here and share? Particularly like Sater's channel, Nubo's channel. I know these guys.
Well, they're mostly music.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I follow. Ivan has some interesting philosophy, but it's all very much in English, and it's kind of esoteric. If you haven't formally studied philosophy, it's going to be hard to keep up with the discussion because he uses a lot of the academic language.
Ivan
Neo, yeah.
Ivan Neo. Ivan
Neo
underscore Neo.
That's the one.
Okay, and here.
And he's live.
And he's live, yeah, Mr. Ivan. I've been on his channel a couple of times with Ivan. Any other channel that's like that you think that we can, oh wow, Ivan has a pretty good following. Ivan, yeah, Ivan. Okay. All right.
I just posted the otters. I have that stream running all the time. The marine mammal rescue. It's sea otters. Okay. They're adorable.
Okay. All right. I'm glad. I'm just trying to think about anything else that that really comes to mind. You already said your take on trading.
One thing though, for me, the sorry to cut you off, the big thing for me is it depends. Like, people ask me all the time, especially as their accountant, what should they do for investments? And what I say every single time is I don't touch retirement planning. If I make a mistake with your taxes, I can fix that. I can't. If I make a mistake with your retirement, I can't fix that, because by the time you retire, it's too late to change anything. So I don't make any recommendations at all, just because I wouldn't be able to sleep with myself. I would sleep at night knowing that I might have ruined somebody's future.
Ooh. Okay, retirement planning.
Yeah, retirement planning. So estate planning for minimizing taxes, that's different. But as far as the retirement, and all I tell people is talk to your investment broker or whoever you deal with, and make sure that you know what you want your retirement to look like. How much do you realistically need to live on, and just work backwards from there.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I'd like
for
to
me,
know. I'd like to know more about retirement planning in Canada.
for me personally, I don't care about money. I kind of hate it, actually. It brings out the worst in people.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
A mí no me gusta el dinero, pues porque te trae lo peor en la peña, and that's true. That's true. I want to just say this, Robert. You know, personally, in my real life, money has divided me. It has divided not only me, but it's divided my family. And at 47 years old, I mean, come on now, Robert, we can't outlive peer pressure because it's on us at every moment. Just recently, Robert, you know, when I broke up with this certain person, okay, I never, Robert, I swear to you,
I can't believe you're
I
47. I want proof.
Right, yeah. Thank you. I never paid attention to like cars or houses. But recently, after I just got out of this one relationship, I started being more mindful about the type of car that you drive and about the type of house that you have. And I'm thinking in my mind, okay, wait a minute. Why should I care about who an individual is? If you're a nice, kind hearted, hardworking person, then you're cool in my eyes. But it's like now I'm looking at what kind of car do you drive? How much is in your savings account? You know, what kind of house do you have? Come on now, Robert. You know, I don't want to, you know, go to that, what you call it? I don't want to go to that place where, um, you know, I'm constantly looking at what everybody else has, Robert.
It's not what they have, it's what they pretend to have. When I drive
Yeah.
around and I see the new developments in Winnipeg, for some reason there's a 3-year backlog on people looking to buy new homes. We can't build them fast enough. And these houses aren't cheap. There's houses that are, and keep in mind, Manitoba is one of the more stable. There's no fluctuations here. Everything stays the same. It's always boring. Housing exploded, and anyways, there's young couples that are buying these $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 homes,
Yeah.
where their combined income is maybe 150, 200,000 a year, and they have
Ouch.
two brand new cars in the front yard. They have a boat or a trailer or a camper or snow machines in the backyard. And I look at the houses, and I can quickly do the math, and I'm thinking they're a flat tire away from being bankrupt. There's no way that they're supporting this on their income. And they definitely don't have the lifestyle that I see on their social media. Because with Instagram and Facebook, you know, people are taking pictures of fancy restaurants and exotic vacations. I want to know what their day-to-day actually looks like. I want to know how liquid they are. And if somebody gets sick for a month, if they're not insured, are they selling the house? When interest rates go up 1 or 2%, like they're going to, are they going to lose their homes? And I think they will. I think a lot of people will. Because our mortgage rates were under 2% a few years ago. And when it comes time to renew, I'm not sure how mortgages work in the States, but here you basically have a choice of going for a variable where it's between 1 and 2% above the prime rate from the Bank of Canada, where you get locked in for either 5, 10, 25 years for your mortgage, and you pay a premium for that. When people have to refinance like they do for their mortgage every normally 5, maybe 10 years, if the interest rate has gone up more than a few percent, they can't afford to stay in the house.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's reality.
It is.
La realidad. Ya. La realidad es que como individuos, como hispanos en general, pensamos que lo podemos todo, ¿verdad? Y cuando llegamos a un punto como el mío, a donde tenemos ¿cómo se dice? Nos pega el Titanic, the Titanic hits us,
Right.
Robert. Y luego estamos en una situación pidiéndole a Dios cómo podemos salir de este rollo. Yeah, we're asking God, how can we come out of this ordeal?
But there is no ordeal for most
You know?
people. I think people imagine the problem. They want to compete with something that's a fantasy. It's not real. Like none of my immediate friends brag about their cars on Instagram or Facebook. They don't flash their stuff. Even my friends that are wealthy. My cousin has a collection of Ferraris.
Ooh.
When he was looking at buying his first sports car, I had to yell at him to go out and buy a Mercedes SLK or a Corvette or something because he didn't want anyone to think that he was flaunting his money. I said, Peter, for God's sake, just go buy yourself something nice. You've earned it. And I had to yell at him to go buy a car because he was worried that other people would think badly of him. Yeah, none of my friends have particularly interesting cars. Like I was usually the guy with the more exotic car. I was the guy that had more visible money, and I never flaunted it. It didn't mean anything to me. But we never had to compete with each other. We weren't, buying, bottle service at the clubs because we didn't go to clubs. Like none of my friends ever did anything. We didn't have to flash our money. We didn't have anything to prove. I have an incredibly modest life. I eat like a king. I have everything that I need. My technology here is amazing. And people don't believe what I live on. Like I can show the receipts. I live like this on less than 20,000 American a year. I have my lifestyle. And that's completely by choice.
Yo vivo menos de 20, 30, 30,000 ¿cómo se canadienses. Y pues yo no estoy presumiendo, yo no estoy viviendo, demostrando, bueno, yo casi tenía un carro que me encantaba lucir. Pero tuve que decirle a mi primo que se fuera y compraba un gran carro, ¿verdad? Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I mean, I really want to get out of this idea, Robert, of this thing called peer pressure.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, Robert, I'm being sucked into it. And the fact of the matter is here and anyone else, particularly social media, you're being sucked on it.
Social media is evil. It's pure evil.
Yeah, and it can be, and it's like I always, I want to be watchful about myself, particularly because if I'm going into that direction, where I start flaunting things, and it's like, what was given to me or what wasn't given to me, because ultimately, Robert, I just want to say this, in my family, in mi familia, money has divided us. Yep. And it has. It's a sad notion. It's a reality. It tore apart my marriage, Robert. It's embarrassing to admit, but it is real. It is real. It's real. So yeah. That's why I decided to name my my channel, En Realidad ¿Quién eres? That's why I decided to come out with myself. And on my YouTube channel, particularly on my YouTube channel, En realidad, ¿quién eres? Lori G. I talk about a lot of who we can be as individuals, because a lot of times, Robert, a lot of times, we don't want to do work. Okay, we want somebody to always do the work for us, Robert.
That's not
That's
how
what
I
it.
was raised.
I mean,
I know though. I see it a lot. I see it a lot. People, they just want the easy. I think a lot of women have been told for a long time, find, find a rich guy, a good-looking guy that will provide for you, and then divorce them and get half the stuff. A lot of women have been told that for a long time, and that's destructive for relationships. It's bad for the family. It's bad for our society. It's bad for self-worth too, self-esteem.
yeah, absolutely.
The value that we place on money, I think, is most people don't understand what money is. Like, it's not
But
just something that you
you're
buy
not.
things with.
Rather, Robert, you're not taught about money as a kid.
Exactly. I was. My family came to Canada with nothing. My family didn't speak the language. My dad had to, become a licensed gas fitter and plumber. He had to move the family many times to go where the work was. Same with my uncle. And now between my brother and sister and I, we have 7 degrees. My cousin, his business is worth $120 million.
Wow, yeah, it's incredible.
We came from nothing. I was supposed to have 25% of that.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
That was because of my divorce. I couldn't have anything to do with the family finances because of who I was married to. Because we knew it was going to end in divorce, and I lost everything. And it's good that I wasn't included with the stocks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So mental note: don't get married. But yeah, I know what you mean. The peer pressure, looking at people's great lifestyles on social media. Again, it's not real.
Or even those around you. Mainly, it's not so much social media. It's so much those around you, or that they pressure you into.
Like I know of people locally that get sucked into those. Well, my ex-wife, she wanted to be like those people. She wanted to hang out with the millionaires and live their lifestyle. And I kept saying, we can't afford it. And even if we could, why would you want to? Do you really want to drop $3,000 a week hosting parties just to show off that you can host a party for $3,000? Like, what's wrong with you? If you want something productive, go volunteer, go plant some vegetables, go for a walk, read a book, write a book, learn a skill, do something productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robert.
But it's goals and self-esteem, and I think values has a lot to do with it. And people don't even need to be religious to have good values. Just be raised with some sort of morals, or look beyond just yourself. Yeah, it's getting a little philosophical.
No. It's great. It's great that we can, talk about these issues. Even in the comunidad, in the comunidad hispana latina, you have this kind of like close-minded mentality, because it's like, especially particularly the Latinos, the Venezolanos and the Mexicans, they will go to the bank. What is that? What is it? Naive as can be, Robert, and take out a limit of like what, $800, and then they'll pay that back, and then what'll happen is the bank will come back and increase your limit, right. And then they'll take all of that, and then and on and on and on.
Right.
And that's the plan for the bank, right?
When I had to declare bankruptcy because of my ex-wife, when I was driving down to the lawyer to sign the papers declaring my bankruptcy, a credit card company called me. I'll never forget this. I was driving my car. I was going over a bridge. My phone rang. I answered, and they said, we're interested in giving you an increase on your credit limit. And I said, I'm literally on my way to declare bankruptcy. And they said, that's no problem. I said, no, legally, I can't accept any more credit. I'm going bankrupt today. And they said, yeah, that's not a problem. We can call back next week. And I said, we can't have this conversation legally. Like, I'm going to be in trouble if I don't hang up right now. What's your problem? They said, well, we'll just call you back. No problem. We'll give you a credit card. I'm like, I can't take a credit card. I'm going bankrupt today. I'm going to be signing the papers in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They were that eager to get somebody else hooked on credit. It was ridiculous.
Oh
It
no.
was mind blowing.
You stop that, man. Golly.
I didn't have a problem with the spending. It was my ex, plus the divorce got messy. I mean, there's three sides to every story, but
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that. Yeah, that there's that there's so many sides, and
Yeah.
you don't want to be. You don't. I mean, you don't want to. I mean, even in my marriage, my ex-husband. I mean, it's still pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but you love the people that you love no matter what, because
Right.
you gave so much to them, from that perspective, from that aspect, and
well, there's a reason you got married, right?
there's yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's a reason, and then now there's a reason that you got divorced. And Robert, I mean, for so many years, I mean, come on, I've been now divorced now since what, 2017. Yeah, 2017, and I'm still connected to this person.
Ugh.
Can you believe that? That's very devastating to me. To me. And everything else that you see, everything else that you see around you, except for our dog died.
Aw.
And yeah. You know about that, right, Robert? I was like really like devastated, like really like hurt. I mean, this past winter was absolutely one of the worst winters that I had ever experienced. I mean, literally, where my dog, had just died. And I mean, it brought it all back, to my ex-husband. And yeah, I mean, it was just, I can truly say that, it's very devastating. It's just, it's how it is. I mean, you love somebody so much, and then, when they turn around and they say, I don't want anything to do with this, or I mean, I don't want any responsibility with your health condition. And because we have to understand one thing, Robert, a health condition is not just overnight.
Oh, I
It's
know.
a spiraling down of events. And that's what technically, has happened to me, at 47 years old. I mean, I got rear-ended, Robert, in 2005. And from that point, I should tell Ivan this. Since I got rear-ended in 2005, that has been a spiraling down of events, Robert. Because not only did that accident damage, C1 to C6, I have a whole host of like problems. And on top of that, Robert, I also got rear-ended since then, a good 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 The second one, the second accident, I think that was the second accident. Aside from that accident, the second one was like in 2015 or something. I was taking my dog to like that was just kind of like a tap, okay. And then the third accident, I was working over at some company, could you believe it? Some insurance company in Des Plaines, okay. So I mean, oh my goodness. So then I got rear-ended at that, and then the fourth accident was when I was on my way back to that other job, which was not even worth it. I don't know, Robert, why I had this cloud over my head that says rear-end me. But Robert, as an individual, wow. I want you to know that now I have to depend on others. Anytime I need to go somewhere or anytime I need to ride somewhere, Robert, I always have to depend on anybody. Because if I try driving, Robert, particularly since last year, I'll go into like an episode where all of a sudden I'll just want to like it'll start out with like an episode of vertigo, and then it'll go into like anxiety and depression, and then I have to pull over, and then I have to start and stop and make sure that I'm safe, and make sure that those around me are safe. And you know how people are. People just don't give a shit.
Right.
And so, I'm going through all of this, and it's like, I have to find a safe way to get home. But now, Robert, I just, I mean, I have my car. I haven't even started it. I don't know what's going on with it. Forget about it. I mean, for now, I think I'm okay. As long as, we have this great opportunity from working from home, as long as, I can do my streams, as long as I can still get up to go downtown and do a live stream. I mean, I'll make my very best effort to actually go to the south side of Chicago and actually do a stream. I mean, those are some of the goals that I have. But again, if they don't come to pass, or if I can't do it because of my health condition, then I'm okay with that. I would love to, but no. That's unfortunate. And that goes for me. And the reason I'm telling you, Robert, and then the reason, I'm telling everybody, on my stream about this, y el motivo que les digo aquí a la comunidad hispana es esto. Cuando alguien pida algo de ti, Tommy, Manolo, Alexaino, procuren hacer algo bueno por los demás, cuando se lo merecen. And, if somebody, if you need to be somebody's driver, Robert, if somebody needs something from you, and it's like you have to continuously do something for somebody else, or cook them a meal, on a consistent basis, on a persistent basis, Robert, do it for them. Because like you said earlier,
I already do.
And I'm glad that you do that. You do Meals on Wheels, right? You do Meals on Wheels, Robert?
No, I cook for Nuvo. No, my charities, one's for drug addictions, the other one's for refugees and immigrant kids to stay in school. No, I don't do any direct charity work like that, but I do have some friends that I have to drive around.
That's awesome.
And like, really,
I remember you said that. I remember you said
I should be getting driven around, because my PTSD isn't really getting any better. Like, I'm comfy here. I'm happy here. Unless I'm going to a show where I know I'm going to have fun, I don't like leaving my house. Even then, like when I get to the front door and I have all of my gear with me, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I meant to ask you, how is your PTSD? And you have to go to like the events with Brian and stuff like that.
Well, I don't talk to Brian anymore. I haven't talked to him for 5 months now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, something happened when we were on the road, and
oh no.
I'm not telling anyone anything about what happened. I don't want anyone to stop going to his channel. Brian has a great, fun stream, and I don't want that to change. And I definitely don't want to say anything that's going to hurt his income. But what happened was between us, and that's fine. I don't want the messy breakup about my friends can't go there and his friends can't go to my channel. I don't want any of that drama. But
Robert, I just want to say this, that I mean, and I don't want to cause gossip, but I mean, there's a channel. His name is Gonzalico. And between his channel and my channel, sorry, my phone's going up. Between his channel and my channel, these guys got into a really bad, nasty thing. I mean, it was with Gonzalico. It was this channel of like young people in Spain. And I decided to come on here and join them so that way, I can have an understanding of the Hispanic community. And let me tell you this, like earlier, Robert, they wanted to start something. And I say, you know what, Tommy, Manolo, Ruben, please just stop it. We can't, keep going like this. I want to completely leave out any of the issues that you're having. And Robert, if I'm not careful, I can easily be sucked into that. And I just want to, steer clear away from all of the problems and issues that everyone is having.
Yep.
If you have problem, and if you have, if you have a problem with this channel, if you have a problem with that channel, I realize that it can come to that thing called peer pressure. And I'm glad for myself and people, for someone like you, that we are adults. I mean, we don't take it like, I mean, we don't like the issue, but it's like we're adults in our own ways, and that we can take our issues or our shortcomings and bring them on here and speak about them openly and friendly. Now, Gonzalico, mi amor para ti siempre, tú sabes que yo te apoyo, tú sabes que yo quiero hacer todo lo posible para ti, pero por favor, Tommy, Alexaino, Rubén, vamos a tomarla con calma, because the one thing is this, as a streamer and as a video vlogger, is this, Robert, I want to be professional. And Robert, this last relationship that I had, with my ex-boyfriend, you probably already know about it, because it's like, and me and my big mouth, Robert. It was very devastating. It's very devastating because you put so much effort into somebody, and then and it's like, I already had my dream set where, I was thinking, I was going to have this great life, this husband, he had kids, and he had everything that I ever wanted. And the thing of it is that when you're driven to somebody so strongly, that it's really hard when somebody else comes alongside, and it's like you have to work first on getting rid of this other person. Yeah. And that's how it works, right, Robert? Right. Because then you're going to make things difficult, on yourself with this other person. Not to say, anything wrong for anything like, but it's like, that's the influence that myself as a YouTube video vlogger and Twitch streamer can have, right? Yeah. So I want to be careful. I want to be careful and mindful, from that perspective, from that aspect. And yeah, I want, also, Robert, on here, I want to come in and interview, people like you. I want to also, come in and interview people like, people like Sater. I mean, if you don't have to show yourself if you don't want to. And it's like, I want to also interview all of the big time traders that are out there, because whether you like it or not, Robert, and I'm just saying, and this is just on me, Robert, trading is definitely a mindset.
Oh yeah.
That is in me. It is just, it's a mindset, Robert. I mean,
me as a numbers guy, as a gamer, and I like to think that I have an understanding of people. It would be very natural for me to become completely obsessed and my life consumed by day trading. That's probably the single biggest reason that I don't get into it. My cousin,
you could be immersed.
Exactly. My cousin, I saw his life just. Every day the stock fluctuated, he was just beating himself up. I'm like, dude, you're already rich. Why are you putting yourself through this? Do you care about an extra $10,000? Just like sell and walk away, or just leave it alone and forget about it and retire when you sell it when you retire. But the emotional roller coaster he was going through every day was horrible. But yeah, I have a bit of an obsessive personality, and I have the skills to put it all together, and in theory, if I'm lucky, do well in the market. But I just don't want to. I think there's more productive things for me to do with my life. But that's all personal. That's not a judgment or a criticism of anyone else. Like, that's just for me personally. There's other things that I'd rather focus my time on, and part of that is just focusing on myself.
Right.
Because I don't care about money. Because I'm stupid.
Like your ex-wife?
Well, yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this for me, I mean, trading in a sense, whether it's Forex, whether it's futures, it's been a life-changing mentality. And I'm glad that I have that kind of like mentality, because in a sense, Robert, it kind of humbles me. To me, it gives me kind of like a more advancement knowledge, because it's like, come on, from where I came from. Come on, Robert. I came from back of the yards in Chicago, in the south side of Chicago. I never nobody ever, gave me an understanding of what forex is, what a stock is, what options are. Nobody ever talked to me about what a 401k, and that, in a sense, Robert, hits you hard,
Yeah.
as opposed to all of the rich kids that have had it.
Well, they have it
So
given to them. Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah.
And yeah, Robert. I mean, before I, I mean, I don't want to say anything bad, about family or anything like that. But I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to leave it. Money has divided me. It's divided my, it's divided, between me and my brother. And no matter what, I'm going to say this. I love my brother. I love my family, and I want to keep, coming on here and knowing that we can overcome our shortcomings. All right. Well, Robert, I think I'm going to close it out now. We got to do this more often.
Sure.
We got to do this more often.
Give me a warning so I can, dress properly.
You're all good. You're all good. You're all good. Oh my goodness. Thank you to the great Robert Blouse.
Oh,
Please give him a follow. Please, let's give him a follow. Let's give
thank
Mr.
you.
Robert Blouse, Mr. Robert Blouse a follow. Well, you already have his channel. I want to put out your channel, Rob. Well, I mean, well, you know what, they have your channel at the bottom of my stream. I'm glad that I got so connected with you and this Twitch, and that's why I love Twitch. That's why I like TikTok.
Me
That's why
too.
I like YouTube.
Me too.
I want to just say thanks, Robert. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we gotta be here more often, and I am going to stop screen share. Yay!
Okay.
Yay! All right. Gracias por estar aquí de todo corazón. Te mando mucho amor y cariño. Vamos a darle un gran aplauso, un gran follow a el gran Robert Vlajos. Cocinero bien rico que cocina. A mí me está enseñando en la cocina. Soy Lorichi. I am in a place to be. We got stocks, options, futures, forex, and cryptocurrencies. Y te veo en mi siguiente stream.